Can everybody hear me?
I'm back from now.
Exquisite.
All right, let's see.
Yep. Well, we haven't been able to do the stream in a while, so hey, it's alright. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Very good. Now let's get into the full out.
Let's see if we can hear the game now.
I'll make some noise and make that possible. Alright. Give it a second to see if it, because there is a considerable lag.
There is a very long lag, yes. Almost a 12-second lag.
Good lord.
Okay, I hear the game.
That is good.
Yep.
Alright.
So guys, there is a very considerable lag between what we are doing and what you hear, so be aware of that.
Yeah, about 12 seconds worth. Maybe a little more. But that's okay. We are back here with Kate and everyone's favorite German Shepherd, Dog of the Meat.
All right. Well, I'll leave y'all to it then.
All right. Outstanding. This should be an improvement to my day, not going to my day, never going to the gym again. Yeah, I need to hit the gym again. It has been too long, but unfortunately I can't stop by the gym. I have to rush home and take care of a dog. Not this one, unfortunately. I have to take care of Maxwell, my grandfather's dog, while my parents are on vacation. Is this modded? As a matter of fact, it is. You may notice by the fact that I have two companions with me right now, and I am carrying a assault carbine. He is indeed a dog and made of meat. You are not wrong, Outlaw. Now, everyone, let's look at the Walter White starter set while we wait for everything to load up. Outstanding. Now, first things first, I have a crippling alcohol addiction. ×2, considering that Kate's here. That's going to hamper my style for a bit, because it's going to be hard to convince her to go clean if I'm currently blitzed out of my mind. So first things first is we are going to go to Diamond City Market and get ourselves cleaned up. What up, Bird Brothers? How are you doing tonight? And Raven, I absolutely love the Journey to the West. Legit watched it twice. Oh, and Lark, when are you choosing the Dark Path and Fallout?
Hey, you're that vault
Dark Path.
from the paper.
That is correct. I am the Vault Dweller from the paper. Please do not draw attention to it. I am here for serious medical needs. So, you got that magic pill I was talking about?
Do you have a legitimate medical concern? Is this about a facial reconstructive?
Severe lacerations, massive radiation damage, and I'm addicted to every kind of drug I can think of. What do you think? So, cure me, Doc.
No. Go over your symptoms.
But yeah, well, I'm just glad that you like the Journey to the West. Raven's he's actually working on part 2 right now. So, first things first, cure that addiction. Because that is annoying.
We can sober you up. Please, don't be an idiot and go out drinking immediately after the procedure.
Of course! Kate, hide the beer.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else bothering you?
Well, the railroad isn't here right now, but, yeah, cure my rad. Do you guys hear about the F-35 government loss over the Carolinas? Yes, apparently it's lost over South Carolina, and as a South Carolina native, that is wild. We're having trouble catching a break. Like, listen, where I live, we are actually close to where in the 1950s they actually lost a nuke. Yeah, there was like literally like a 15 megaton nuke they just happened to lose over Tybee Island, and I am like within spitting distance of it. So, yeah. Hey there, Jack, how you doing? I always love Fallout streams, but do you think you'll stream Baldur's Gate at any point? We've tossed around the idea of streaming Baldur's Gate. I personally would adore doing a Baldur's Gate 3 stream. However, I would like to do it with Raven too. The problem is, though, the only way to do that currently would be to do a split stream because they don't have cross-platform, which is a bit of a bummer, but I hear they're actually working on it. So if they get cross-platform streaming, I'm 110% guaranteeing Raven do a Baldur's Gate stream, Baldur's Gate stream, because I've enjoyed the game of what I've played. I can't play it as much because I got a lot on my plate right now, amongst Fallout, Red Dead, and all sorts of other stuff. And also been distracted with Starfield for a bit. Haven't gotten far in that either because I've also been distracted by all sorts of stuff. Now, anyway, what was I doing before all this? Oh yeah, Boston After Dark. Retrieve the dead drop. Investigate the battle site. Yeah, let's find the lost control. The railroad can wait. They're not my concern. Or let's see, we're gonna need to send some settlers over to Ten Pines Bluff. Oh, we got. Man, do you guys need to work? I can put those recruitment beacons up for nothing. Let's head back over here. A broken arrow, Lark. Yes, that is actually a. That it is actually classified as a broken arrow. What's actually interesting is I'm currently running a Vampire the Masquerade campaign right now, and it's due to where we live. I have it take place in Savannah, and I have actually incorporated the broken arrow or missing bomb into the campaign as a major plot point. And I can tell you guys about this because I know none of my guys actually watch the stream. So if they wanted to know hidden lore, they could be watching right now. But no, they're out there doing other things, which they should know better. But that's okay. I'm not upset about that. Where are they? Oh yeah, 10 Pines Bluff. Go. Spread my supplies. America does have a strange habit of losing billions of dollars of weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, well, it's not just us. We are unique in the fact that we report it. Like the Soviets, they didn't report if they lost anything because that's bad for business. We would at least tell you if we couldn't avoid it. Because like losing the Tybee thing, that's not something you can avoid. People are like, what the heck is that falling out of the sky? Very interesting stuff. I actually have my students, like, they do a Tybee Island bomb poster every year. It's always fun. The Xbox leak. No, Xbox leak about what? So until we hear about that Xbox leak, I am unsure what your controller's acting a little laggy there for a second. Oh, that's right. I still have this thing. I'm going to put that away because it's disgusting. So, does China and Soviet... So does China and Soviet. Crap. Woo! And then nick of time. Go ahead and quick save, just because. How's Raven's burnout's just writer's block going? It's going. Typically, when he gets writer's block, the best thing he can do is just take a break for a second and, just relax, and typically ideas start to come in, and he also will talk to me or Hannah or Jay, and we'll sort of bounce ideas off of each other, and that helps to a degree. So, oof. I'll be taking that. I have a little bit of respect, but yes, you are correct. And let's hear ourselves a post-battle report.
Nitera Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from the Paladin or Ferris. Their objective was a satellite array on the coast. They may be out of range. My orders were to hold this position at all costs. The entire site has been overrun. The door won't last much longer. Paladin Brandis, sir. It's been an honor, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, it's the worst assault rifle in human imagined. It's not an assault rifle. Gosh. Thing is hideous. Alright, so let's see. We're about to take on a thing of super mutants. We're going to need some heavier we're going to need some armament for that. It's amazing how some parts of the ordinary Fallout world have some more radiation spots than the whole Green Sea. Typically, when that happens, that's because there's like a bunch of like radioactive barrels like right there, which can cause a whole heck of a lot of problems. Anyway, I gotta get my power armor suit on, because otherwise I'm going to be fried by those, by the Greenskins. Oh gosh, looting a corpse, how vulgar. Well, it's not that it's the fact that she died serving a cause. I'm still going to loot the corpse, but I'm going to be respectful in how I do it. For those of you that want to know how to loot corpses respectfully, please read The Infinite and Divine about Traz and the Infinite. And yeah, we're going to have to upgrade this. This just will not do. Yes, Preston, I'm working at the power armor station. What in fact am I building? The inane questions I have to work through with this man.
If you were looking for heaps of garbage, you're in luck.
Well, matter of fact, I was. And apparently this heap of garbage is currently your attitude. Radiation resistance? Don't mind if I do. I still need to upgrade my science. Let's see. It reminds me of how the Soviet Union was trying to hide Chernobyl disaster but couldn't hide it from the U.S. Well, when our Geiger counter started going off, we were like, wait a minute. Did you get a nuclear thing going off? Yeah, we did. Oh, those silly Soviets. Problem that I have with Chernobyl is like it really discouraged like everyone from like getting and investing in like nuclear technology for a while, even though nuclear technology is actually very green in comparison to, you know, pretty much everything else. But what are you gonna do? Lead plating, please. Thank you. This should be able to hold up for at least one assault. If nothing else, I'm probably going to be wearing this bad boy when we go into the glowing sea. Like, loot corpse respectfully. Me loots corpse and throws them around just like... Now, you can throw around corpses like raiders and stuff, but this is a Brotherhood of Steel Knight. I have to be somewhat respectful. Nuclear is ironically pretty safe. Yeah, you know, I actually toured a nuclear power plant when I was a Boy Scout. And I'm still alive and living fun. I'm still living. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. No miscellaneous mod. Bummer. But plating, thank you very much. Alright. Now we are cooking with gas. Actually, let me see. Do I have any? No, I don't have any. I'll try to get a fusion core. Oh, I need to start taking these out, because what'll happen, and it'll be really irritating, say this settlement gets attacked, someone might jump into the power armor, and then they will never take it off. And it is incredibly irritating. Alright. Okay, let's go take out the Greenskins before they start their what? Search for the recon team. In a minute. Like, you want me to go to the satellite, or I can go search for the recon team? What do you want? Who is your favorite Fallout character of all time? Probably Joshua Graham. Every time I loot a female corpse, I always think about that cop that got caught looting and groping a dead woman, and his dispatch got a 911 call from Judas H. Priest. That actually happened? Yeah. So, I mean, I was in high school when I went, so I got my nuclear engineering merit badge, which, yes, is a merit badge. Do with that information what you will. But yes, for a time I did tour through. They didn't show me like where they deal with like uranium rods or anything, but they showed us like a system of the computer rooms. They took us around. I can't remember the name of the power plant. But they took security very seriously as well. They had M16s trained on us the whole time, and other cool guns and stuff like that that I probably can't remember the name of. What are some Skyrim mods that'll put more immersion in my world and character race? Let's see. There is one mod that sort of adds a little bit too. Yes, I can hear that. I'm the one who shot that Kate. Judas H. Priest, you make this very difficult sometimes. But yes, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a mod, I think it's by like the same people that did like Sacrosanct, where basically it increases like the perks and negatives of Increases the perks and negatives of... What the heck? That mutant hound just went into outer space. Oh no. You keep hurting my dog. I don't appreciate that. But yeah, it's like the same guys that made Sacrosanct or something, and basically it ups like the importance of which race you choose instead of just it being sort of cosmetic with a buff here or there. The ragdoll. You don't need that head. There we go. Like, what are the reasons the Chernobyl disaster happened? Mismanagement, and also they were doing a drill that didn't go well. But, you know, typical Soviet mismanagement. About time. And why are you here? And it's legendary too. Is everything attacking me currently legendary? Finally. Fire. Oh no! Woohoo! Man, they are throwing a lot of heat. Wonder how Kate's faring. She's probably dead right now, isn't she? Just hold still while I unload these like 32 caliber rounds into you, please. Hold on, I'm reloading. Thank you. I am patient. You know what? I don't appreciate that. That hurt. The crowbar. Raven's out of the house for a second. He has to take care of some stuff. But when he's back, I will remind him to tell the crowbar story. I mean, I could personally tell it, but I think he'd rather be the one to do it. He is the storyteller in the family. Also doesn't help that the reactor itself had a water feedback loop problem, steam explosion. And that's what most reactors are. Steam. Just steam. Have a grenade, pal. Oh crap, they're chewing through my armor. Yeah, time to switch. Stop kidding around. Get the big guns. Yeah, it was definitely a good idea to get, it was definitely a good idea to get this stuff. If I did not have my power armor, I would be toast right now. Excuse me, you're not dying. Could you please fix that? The nerve of these mutants living. And Kate, get over here and help. Dog meat's tired of chewing through their ligaments. Another one bites the dust. Well, hello there. Oof, running low on ammo on the good stuff. Ah, of course, old reliable. Where are you? There you are. Get over here. Come on. Don't hide from me. That's right. I want that center mass exposed. Ooh, it's a big word, big man. You know what it means? Ah, taken care of. Oh, hi, Hannah. How you doing? Which group would you say is the most powerful in Fallout? A freezing hunting rifle? Oh, just 10 cryo damage? That's okay, I guess. But yeah, it depends on which game. And this game, definitely the Brotherhood of Steel. Though you could arguably make the Minutemen more powerful to a degree if you just really dedicate yourself to them and you have the right mods. But in Fallout New Vegas, I would say by a slim margin, it is the NCR. Fallout 3, the Enclave until Liberty Prime is built. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know, pay bills and get everything done, Kate. Quit complaining. Fallout 1, Brotherhood of Steel. Well, actually, really, it would be the Super Mutant Army. Fallout 2, the Enclave again. What'd you do this time, Kate? Quit hurting yourself. Field Scribe armor. Yeah, I'll take that. Respectfully. Give me that stim pack. I'm running low after that nonsense I went through. Okay, so let's hear his little story. Oh, he's a field. Oh, it's right here.
This is Ferris. It's been 2 hours.
I made it. It was a treacherous journey, but I got here. Good to have you, Zach.
My leg. I can't staunch the bleeding.
It's because you're not using enough duct tape.
An artery. Brandis, if you get this, I hope you...
Yes, it is, but I should be able to sell it.
In time. There's nothing you can do for me. Get to the...
Why is every gun in this game left-handed? It's so cursed.
You will survive.
I know. I wouldn't bother me so much if we actually fired it left-handed, too, because I think it's like they still want to make it right. I mean, I actually shoot left-handed in real life, so it's not... I just know it's not... That's not how it's supposed to be. I tried to find a mod to fix it, but it would have, like... I would have had to, like, download, like, 13 other mods to make it run, and I'm not about that. And now, for the real prize. Hello, beautiful. I will be back for you. Alright, let's see. Oh, Super Mutant Leg Armor. If I get strong, I'll come back for that. Alright. Now, before we do anything else, we are dropping the armor back off and getting it cleaned up. Todd Howard, it just works indeed. The strongest character in New Vegas is the Courier. Oh, without a doubt. Wait, brother, are you in power armor suit? Let me see. Wait, brother, are you in a power armor suit? I left for 20 minutes. Yeah, I knew I was going to be taking on a crap load of super mutants with heavy ordnance, so I got my upgraded armor. I was going to see it's not upgraded that terribly well because, well, yeah, only the helmet survived. What do you think, Preston? Put 2 and 2 together, man. I do find it kind of funny that, like, hey, you don't have to maintain and repair your normal equipment now. Like, oh, great. But power armor, arguably, lore-wise, supposed to be like the most powerful armor in the game. Yeah, that has to be repaired constantly. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, real-life gear requires a crap load of maintenance, but still, I find it hilarious. Okay, how much am I over-encumbered by? Kate! Kate! Cat! Where are you? I can't just have dog meat carry everything. There you are, sweetie. Get over here. Alright. Give you an army helmet just in case you need it. See, how do you look with a Brotherhood uniform? Not bad. Not bad. I may put, once we, may still try and get you to join a little bit later. So, we got that going for us. Anything else? Go take a Vault jumpsuit, just for kicks and giggles. Also have a Field Scribe outfit that you might want to wear. Okay, second thought, that doesn't have the best gear in the world, but whatever. Let's see. You making a settlement there, General? No. Ah, yes, a live stream. The moment to fix the power armor. Of course! When else would I fix power armor? Can you think of a better time? I submit you. When did I pick up a minigun? Would you like a minigun? You may have a minigun. I am truly so generous. It is just, words cannot describe my generosity. Alright. We have now lightened the load, which is a good thing. While we're here, let's see if Preston has anything for us. Where were you? Preston, why do you always hide from me? I am trying to save the Commonwealth, and you won't even look me in the eye. What did I do to deserve this treatment? Actually, you may not want to go into that detailing. Ah, Deacon, good. Doing something productive for once. Let's see. He normally likes to wander around here. Oh, you got hit with an add-on, dude, sorry. Would you be able to carry more if you drank more booze, but you had to cure your alcoholism and be a stable member of society? Oh, no, I don't have to be a stable member of society. I just want to be doing it sober. I don't want to be able to go to court and try and claim, well, Your Honor, I was just drunk. No, I want to look that man dead in the eye and say, I knew exactly what I was doing, and I'd do it again. And my drunk Irish girlfriend will support me in that endeavor. Get a job. He needs to be reminded. Otherwise, he will do other stupid stuff. Okay. Where is he hiding? This is ridiculous. This is why I can't wait to get to the castle. He's not even working out. Come on, Preston. If you're not going to be hanging out with me, at least be working on your gains, man. It's like furniture, miscellaneous, I believe. Where's the bell? Nope. Come on. There's like a bell that you can put up to like make them all come to you. If like everybody in a settlement. And I am trying to figure out where we're hiding it now. Is it like in resources? It is in fact in resources. Alright, peons. Get over here. Why is Mama Murphy the first one? Favorite character and not faction. Favorite character and faction follow. As I said previously, Joshua Grant is my favorite character. Favorite faction overall? I probably got... I'll get hate for this, but probably the NCR. I actually like the fact that they are kind of rebuilding. It's a refreshing change of pace to just like, hey, it's been, you know, several hundred years and we still haven't rebuilt, so I haven't even attempted rebuilding civilization to it. There's where you're hiding.
I got word of the settlement that needs
Okay, good. We do have stuff to do.
I hope we can help.
Nordhagen Beach. Oh, dang, that's out there. But yeah, we can do that after we help out. I just wanted to go ahead and get that message equipped. All right. Anyway, where we gotta go now? Right, we are looking for the recon team. Okay, America. Fuck yeah. Joshua Graham and Mr. House. Mr. House is a fun character, though it does sometimes unnerve me, like how many people just like worship the ground or the screen he appears on. Because like he's obvious, like he's a great character, but I think sometimes people get so distracted by a libertarian mastermind that they kind of forget that he is a flawed character, and it's a good thing he's a flawed character. It makes him more interesting. Because as great as he thinks himself, like he has there's some things he looks over because he's a little bit too arrogant and pompous. American baby indeed. Let's go. What are you? Oh, no, I'm not reporting back to Dance yet. I know I can save him. I hope they do a better remake of New Vegas, or even better, get a remaster. Oh, listen. They won't do it because it would be too good of an idea, and also I don't know why. Like they have unless it's Skyrim, they are not keen on remasters or remakes. But if they want to just start printing money, if they remastered New Vegas, they would just be rolling in dough. It would be an excellent way to make some money, but they'll never do it, which pisses me off. But I don't know, because since Microsoft owns both Bethesda and Obsidian, they could, in theory, force them to make a remaster of New Vegas. Republic of Dave, of course. Well, that goes without saying, but, you know, I didn't want to pick the obvious answer. Let's see, hold on, let me go ahead and... No, distress signal out. I'm not in range yet. Are you mocking the holy trash can, Mr. House? Look at once? Yes. Oh, because he's based on Howard Hughes? Yes, it is. I also find it funny because... Oh, boy, here we go. Could you not, sir? That's it. You lose your stinger privileges, young man. I need more shotgun shells. Where were you, Kate? That's okay. At least I have dinner for us.
Whatever you find, don't forget to share.
Where'd you get a laser rifle? That is just proper scavenging techniques. Not gonna lie. That's a big turn on for me, Kate. You, however, can go right back to whatever abyssal hell you crawled out of. Real Krieger hours, bayoneting Xeno abominations. Ha-ha! German technical engineering wins, even 400 years later. Actually, let me count. Let's see, so 27. 300, my mistake. My favorite stereotype is character the author made a straw man for people, the ideas they don't like, and that character ends up being the best one, and the favorite Rorschach comes to mind. Oh, absolutely. I love it when it's just like, haha, don't you hate this character? No, he's the best character in the series. What? No. You're not supposed to like him. Oh, hold on. Is this supposed to be like Lucy's stand later on down the road? But yeah, Rorschach is definitely a good example. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some other examples of that. You done been disappeared on me. Here we are. Now we get to listen to the annoying beeps until we find the next distress pulse. Apparently we're really freaking close. Should be like a collapsed house somewhere. We're kind of moving away from it. Oh, it's right over here. Hot dog! I love how easy that was.
It's fused somewhere.
I love that they are now scuttling power armor because the Raiders should not get it. Smart policy, honestly. Can you pick a lock, sweetie? And a Piper can. Just like Santa Inc. Oh, yeah. Ruined building, your left. Your left. Oh, gosh, they were trying to tell me. The only good character is... What? Oh. I'm not sure I want to dignify by giving Santa Inc. any attention. That show was just dead on arrival. I don't know what the heck they were thinking. Because, I mean, like, if you want to poke fun at the holiday season, there are other movies that do it far better. Purchase the uniform. Call tag. There's the little bugger. Alright. Let's hear the tragic story of Knight Aslan.
Nitera Aslan.
Oh, wrong one.
Conti 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I sent...
Oh, here it is. It's called Battlefield Holotape.
Ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5 to 1. Bottom report.
Ah, wars of attrition. The Brotherhood of Steel's Achilles' heels.
We're down to 5%. We'll have to scuttle the armor. We can't let them have it.
A good satirical Christmas movie is National Lampoon. You could also argue Elf has some sort of satirical Christmas qualities too.
Fall back. We'll head for the old military base, then try to make it to our holdout.
My brother did this mission yesterday. Well, just following in your brother's footsteps. What can I say? All right, we have our heading. Let's go find ourselves a paladin. Another reason why I'm happy I'm bringing Kate along with this is Kate, particularly after she gets cleaned of rehab and all that jazz, she actually does approve of the Brotherhood of Steel, so she is kind of canon Brotherhood Steel girl GF. And what happens when we... Oh my goodness! Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate this rare sight. Minutemen, out in the wild. How you doing, fellas? Good to see you, soldier. How you doing, Jack?
Hey.
Yes?
Mauser, Blizz. Alright, we got a pretty decent little grouping here. I am so proud of them. Like, with before mods, it used to be so rare to see a live Minuteman walking outside of a settlement. Goodness gracious. Hope all's well. I just saw 2 Minutemen, and I'm about to go help out somebody. And I'm about to go help out Paladin Brandis. Today is in fact a good day. Where should we go for the next game? I'm thinking about Texas and having 3 different biomes: Swampy East Texas, Desert West Texas, and Plain North Texas. Would be fun. What about you? Texas has been visited before, however, not greatly, because like there was one tactics game, I believe, and there's Brotherhood of Steel, which no one wants to talk about. But Texas, I would love to see. I'd love for them to actually go and hit Florida, because originally that's where Fallout 3 was supposed to be set in, before Bethesda bought the rights to the game. But let's see. This is selfish of me, but I'd like one in South Carolina, like a Charleston. I think would be kind of cool. But I realize since that's has such a low demographic, or rather a low population, it's very unlikely. Probably we'd get lucky if we got it in Atlanta or North Carolina. But I've heard some ideas for like an Alaska, which would be cool, particularly since after the Battle of Anchorage, there's probably a lot of fun stuff to loot around there. Fallout, like if you could get like the whole Hawaiian Islands in there, whew, that'd be amazing. I've heard people talk about a Fallout New York, but post-apocalyptic New York has been kind of done to death. I'm kind of meh about it. But think about this, hear me out. This would require a lot and be like as bigger than Starfield. Fallout, Ohio. Just surviving in Ohio normally is rough. Imagine it with the nuclear radiation. My goodness. But that'd be fun though. Trying to survive the wild Ohioans. The corn fields as far as the eye can see. The disappointing looks on the Cincinnatian's face as you steal his last bottle caps. Beautiful. But yes, Android Mountains would be cool too. Adirondack, okay. On that side where somewhere in northern Europe. It'd be cool if you could get like something like, I like Fallout Scotland, that'd be cool. Fallout Wyoming, oh, listen. My parents are currently going on, like they're going on like a cross-country tour right now, and they keep on sending me pics from, oh boy, here we go, of like Wyoming, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, and like, oh man, I miss being out there so much. And so we just saw somebody suicide bomb themselves, so that was cool, I guess. Got any good stuff? Oh, was it Mr. Gusty?
Whatever you find, don't forget to share.
You want fusion cells? I can give you fusion cells. I don't have a lot. Oh, shoot. Thanks for eating that, Kate. Oh gosh, she died. She disappeared. Oh, there you are. Wait, what is that glowing? Oh, I thought it was like a glowing blue rad roach for a second. Who's better to you, Sarah Lyons, Piper, or Kate? I feel like we get more of an interaction with Piper and Kate than we do Sarah Lyons, but I do like Sarah. So it's actually Fallout Brazil. We want a chance of survival, Rod. We want a sense of survival. Now, anyway, let's get this paladin in. Alright, we are saving now because I am not failing these speech checks, and I am not afraid to save scum. Apparel, clean gray suit, check. This still boosts charisma. This also boosts charisma. And we're wearing a formal hat for this. If we're going to tell him that his team is dead, we need to tell him the most polite way possible, by getting schnockered. Dirty Wastelander? Yes, sir. Alright, I'm here to tell you about your team.
You.
You! I've been looking for you.
Blow your damn head off. Who sent you? How did you get in here?
Looks like he has like a crab claw.
Easy, Paladin.
I'm with the Brotherhood, man. Oh, trustworthy? Excuse me, just had too much to drink.
Who sent you?
I looked for the door that said Brandis.
I followed the distress beacons left by your team. They're hollow.
Fallout China would be a neat idea.
What's the...
It would be. See what the other side looks like.
They're dead, Paladin. I recovered their tech.
Hear me out. Fallout North Pole. It's just water. It's just like Subnautica or something. Fallout Antarctica, maybe? Like, since there's actual land, even if it melts, you get some wild stuff going on.
There's nothing I could do, not alone.
Fallout Scandinavia, yeah. I still kind of want to keep it close to home with America. Because there's a lot of cool places in America where you just put like a Fallout Seattle might be interesting.
Odds and ends. If you see anything you want, take it, take it.
You should rejoin the Brotherhood, old man.
Paladin. It's time you reported in.
I can't. It's been too long. I wouldn't be of any use.
Nonsense. Look at how deprived you are of basic nutrition. You would be a great fit.
No one knows the Commonwealth better than you.
Yeah, that too.
We need your help.
I've been...
Man, I'm pretty convincing while intoxicated.
The Brotherhood will honor the memory of your team. Shouldn't you be the one to tell their story?
Unless I go back there, the sacrifices, everything we went through, be forgotten. I can't let that happen. I'll do it. For them.
Yes, you will.
Get my things together.
And get a shower while you're at it too. You smell awful.
Thank you for everything.
He's giving me everything he owns, and we've known each other for a total of 30 seconds. I love the power of alcohol. Fallout New York would be insane. Technically, yes, it would. I cannot tell you how much urge there is to just set this all on fire. Also, I'm stealing your power core, old man.
Hey there.
Need some time to get my things together.
Yeah, I'm taking your things. There. Problem solved. Also listening to your deep personal files. Fallout Japan. I'm not sure how they take the nuke being nuked again.
Our mission has failed.
Might be too soon.
6 hours after insertion, my company was ambushed. We lost 5 knights and exhausted our power armor reserves. We scuttled the armor to prevent...
I like to think that what actually they were getting beaten by was something incredibly innocuous, that they just all panicked and froze their... and scuttled their armor for nothing.
Both are missing.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd hoped to rendezvous with them at our holdout bunker, seek a means of escape from the Commonwealth. But no one has come.
Fallout Russia. That's called Metro. Fallout Kansas. That might be a hard sell. That'd just be one entirely flat map. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably one of the best guns I have ever gotten via mods. The Advictorium VOTS laser rifle. Oh, baby. Part of me wants to keep the sniper attachments on all this, but it can't be. I have to make you my regular semi-auto rifle. Alright. So, Fallout Australia wouldn't be survival. That's just Mad Max there. That is 100% Mad Max. Though I do love the theory that in the Mad Max universe, every other continent is just fine, but Australia just went completely insane. And so, like, the first UN boat rolls into town. It's like, hey, we wanted to check on, just sees all the leather and craziness. Says, all right, jump back aboard, boys. Do not visit Australia. Do not. It is a cursed wasteland. Fallout Scotland. A mutated hog is chasing you around the top. In Fallout Scotland, the haggis eats you. Fallout Romania, where we have a Vlad the Impaler-like character. I don't think you need to go to Romania for that, but dude, that'd be awesome.
Maybe we should rest here. The place is built like a fortress.
If we're being generous, I suppose. How am I doing on... Oh. Oh, no. Wait, no, I can't be... My strength is that low right now? Am I having, like, After Effects or something? Whatever. I need you... Kate, I need you to carry more of my crap because I can't manage inventory to save my life. That's a good girl. She is so helpful. Here, take the scope laser musket. I will probably not need it for a while. Any other thing I think you can have? I didn't give this over to you? Take that. Take that back. Oh, another problem is I'm not wearing my other gear. I'm still wearing the suit. I'm an idiot. That's better. That is much better. Alright. Let's report back in. Fallout Mexico Pancho Villa returns. Fallout Mexico would be an interesting situation because we have like a cartel presence that would definitely be a thing. But you would also have American pullovers. You'd also have probably remnants of the Mexican government. It'd be weird to see because we've seen what happened with like the remnant of the United States government. How would the Mexican government? What would they try to do differently? Like, would be like Federales still running around trying to wrangle people? So, yeah. Missing recon team got wrecked. There is one survivor. There, I saved you some time. Fallout Falkland, shortest game in history. No, it has to be the most detailed. Fallout Cleveland, at least they're not destroyed. Oh, how bad is your city when your motto is, hey, at least we're not Detroit?
I convinced him to return to the Brotherhood.
Well done. It might be some time before he's fit for duty.
Fallout Italy. Dude, power armor gladiator combat, sign me up.
Do you want their holotapes?
Yes, I'll take them. If we make it back, I'll see that the tapes are delivered to their next of kin.
We want their dying, anguishing screams to be recorded and given to them for them to be memorialized for all time.
That's all.
All right. I'll prepare a full report based on your investigation. If we make it back, I'll see that the Brotherhood honors their memory.
Because somebody has to.
Since there's not much I can offer you for your service, I hope some caps will suffice.
Hey, money always helps. Though I feel like I'm getting, a little shortchanged for just, 200. That doesn't exactly go far in this business, but whatever. Oh, come on! Oh, I feel like they, they just pulled whatever. Fallout Greece. I mean, there's some Greece. Oh, you mean the country? Dude, oh gosh, I guarantee you, the Turks and the Greeks would start fighting immediately as the bombs stopped dropping. Like they'd start blaming each other for it. Within a heartbeat, there'd be a fight over the Ionian coast. Fallout Iowa, Revenge of the Corn. That could also, and then you could, the sequel could be Fallout Nebraska, The Corn Returns. The NCR would probably have a little presence in Mexico. They do. Because like on several maps I've seen, like it looks like they've taken at least part of Baja California. So they have crossed over into Mexico. Intriguing, but needs must. Now we're going to see if we can't get ourselves up to the next level. Fallout Greece. There's no nukes. There's no nukes. Our economy finally gave out. Oof. Fallout Egypt. Bronze Age. Fallout Egypt. Bronze Age Collapse 2. Electric Boogaloo. Now where is my chem station? Sup, Gusty? How you doing, bud? What a lovely day. Fallout Alaska. I already threw out that recommendation, but yeah, I'm down for a Fallout Alaska. I want to ride polar bears into battle, be a proper Kieslevite. Yes, it is. There we go. I also need ammo. Utility, here we are. 38 round, don't need that. 308 round, not quite yet. Actually, need a few of those. Definitely need a few of these. And crap, I can't build fusion cells. Or can I? I don't have, but I can. Yes, finally, some science powers. Now get me my ammo. Fusion cell. There we go, that's better. Fucking odds. Look, where is your friend that is from Africa? Where is he right now? He's up near Atlanta. He's originally from Zambia. It's Timwa. Let's see. I don't like sand. Its course comes from over at sea. Here in Egypt, it's everywhere. Unless you're right along the Nile River. You know what? It's still there, too. What is it, Codsworth?
Hey, Codsworth.
Sir, welcome back, sir. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Congo.
That wasn't like, what, 4 streams ago? Quit living in the past.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those.
If you listen to the Rangers talk in New Vegas, a lot of them have been shipped in from Baja. Oh, there you go.
I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.
Yeah.
I'd like to trade.
You know what? Let's trade instead. Fallout Puerto Rico. Oh, dude, you could put the whole dang island in there. That'd be baller. I like some Fallout Puerto Rico. I could get behind that entirely. Alright, now let's adjust you, maximize capacitor. Alright, so I can't boost you until I bump up my science score a little bit. Sniper, improve short barrel. Combat barrel. That is comical. But shotgun barrel, combat barrel. We're gonna keep you like this for right now. That is hilarious. It's like a stub nose. Semi-auto fire, auto fire. We're gonna keep on semi-auto fire for the sake of actually being able to hit something. Short scope, reflex sight, please, and thank you. Full wooden stock. Make it a plas pistol, that'd be baller. I regret. Yeah, until I can get the long barrel that I actually want, we're making this like a las pistol. But this thing is amazing. Where are you? Come on. Oh, right, it's gonna be up here. Add Victorium. Glorious. Oh, you beautiful. Oh, I missed you so much. Also love the reloading animation. Look at this. Glorious. Alright, now we have some, we have a settlement to save. Alright, so, we're going to start out over here. Actually, let me see. What areas have the most settlements? Those settlers. Okay, so we find the sanctuary is growing again, that's good. Abernathy Farm needs to be growing. Sunshine Canning, okay. So good thing is we have somebody we can probably send over to link up the Nordhagen Beach when we finally bring it over to our side. Fallout Zambia, as cool as that might be, yeah, that's going to be a hard sell just because they typically like putting it in places where you can get a large, like there's a large enough demographic that would actually want to visit that place. Like Vegas, a lot of people live in Vegas, a lot of people have visited Vegas. California, one of the most populated states in the Union. Boston, historic city, also very populated. DC, capital. So, there are reasons for what they do. Actually, I was honestly very surprised when Fallout 76 came out and they said they were putting it in Appalachia. I was very happy they did that because I think the wilderness is a great place to have a post-apocalyptic game, but the execution. I hear it's better now, but I still haven't touched it since so Fallout Detroit, nothing changed. Actually, remarkable improvement. What the heck? Larks. It boggles the mind how, yes, we just naturally evolved laser-resistant shells. Glad we can make you happy, Kate. I'm glad you're using laser-powered ordinances. Alright. Just took a little nuclear radiation dip. I probably now have lymphoma. I will probably be dead next stream. Let's see. Fallout France, faction, Gauls, Romans, Brotherhood of Steel, because of course they have to be. Jacobins. I'm killing the Jacobins on sight. Napoleon, yes, he comes back as a ghoul. He never died. And that was just how funny would it be if, like, instead of dying of stomach cancer or whatever he died on in exile, they were trying to poison him with radioactive material, and he died, but he didn't actually die. He just became a ghoul. That would be hilarious. Oh crap, Racial Downs. I do not want to get involved with that fight just yet. Though I know if I start sending supplies over here, that is going to be a firefight waiting to happen. I want artillery to rain down before I take that place on. Fallout Dublin, the money is full beer bots. Oh, get us as far as the eye can see. Back in the ground. Yeah, horseshoe crabs have like medicinal properties in their blood that can be used for like treating stuff. The Lark blood work the same way. Philadelphia or Atlanta, if they insist on keeping it on the East Coast. Philadelphia would be an excellent location, as would Atlanta. Though much like, I also have family that lives close to Atlanta, so I might have a little bit more pull there, or bias that way. Are you alive? You are not alive. Got it. And now I know why. You okay, sweetie? Sorry. It's mostly desert, right? Yeah. There's more radiation now than usual. Even then, not so sure. Detroit has been through the ringer. Alright, we'll save some of our ammo here and switch over to reliable. Nordhagen. The Minutemen have come to save the day. What you cooking up there, bud?
How have they come to save the day?
Indeed.
Really use your help.
Yeah, you can look like you could use a decent change of clothes. But I'm with the Minutemen.
How can I help?
We've got a nest of some nasty bugs just around the corner. If they don't get cleaned out soon, we're gonna have a real problem.
Bugs.
Too bad, is it'd be a nice spot for a new settlement.
Oh, we're gonna get a double whammy here.
Are we?
Yes.
You make sure the old workshop there is still in one
Please don't be the place I'm thinking about.
Dog, chill out.
Alright. I'll see what I can do.
No one likes you, dog. Chill.
See what I can do. Oh, thanks.
Fall hell, I mean Iraq.
The end of our road.
Okay, come on, don't be a Debbie Downer. We're doing this for the good of mankind. Let's see. Of course, it's Taffington Boathouse. Ah, Taffington Boathouse is awful.
Taffington Boathouse.
The biggest problem I have with Taffington... Oh, Fallout New Orleans? Yes. Problems would be 90% underwater. So I guess if you like playing Fontaine and Genshin Impact. But, yeah. Taffington... But you'll see when we get there. Problem is, it is just... It's hard to build anything there. Because I'm like the guy that's like, I like to make sure the guys' beds are actually under shelter. And it's literally a house with, like, a missing roof. And you can't build anything because there's a giant house there.
Indeed.
It irritates me. But I wish there would just, I wish there was like a way to like say, hey, I'd like to fix this up and restore it. Because it shouldn't be that hard and we're about to get in the ringer. And how did super mutants figure out the finer points of engineering that requires machine guns to work? Not just machine guns, automated turrets.
Because they be crazy.
There we go. Little! I'll show you what for. Where'd your bronze get you that time, genius? Oh, by the way, now that you're here, you can tell them about the crowbar story.
Yes. The crowbar story. It's not nearly as exciting as y'all think. So I used to go to this college called Anderson University. I went there for about 2.5 years, something along those lines. Anyway, while I was there, at the time period, Anderson University had recently just made the shift from being a 2-year college to a 4-year university. And that meant that the college was trying to expand. So because of all the expansion, there was a lot of construction areas in that area. Me and some of the guys were walking by one of the construction areas, and there was a crowbar lying in one of the buildings. Now, being goofy college guys that we are, we wanted to go in and check out the construction stuff, climb around inside, you know, see what we could see what we could see. One of the guys, I didn't know his name. He was a friend of one of the other folks from the ministry house that I was in. He found himself a crowbar. Now, I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he was high. I don't know what the deal was with this guy. But he just started swinging that thing around like he was in a baseball stadium and everything was a ball. And we all just had to kind of duck and cover and avoid this guy because he just thought that he was like he was trying to whale everything. And I could not, for the life of me, understand why. Well, I happened to get caught on the wrong end of this guy and his crowbar frenzy. And I ended up getting clocked upside the head by a good hard swing from the crowbar. Now, I gotta small scar on my head from where it happened, but it's buried underneath my hair, and it's a little hard to see, but you can feel it. If you were to rub your finger on the right-hand side of my head, just about 3 inches above my ear, you would feel a hard spot where the scar tissue is. It ended up going to the ER for it. No stitches were necessary, luckily. It didn't bleed that bad, but good Lord, the welt was enormous. Like, I had like this knot, like a visible knot on my head for almost a week. It was incredibly painful. Sharp bursts of pain would come up from my head every time I turned my head too far or too fast. It was quite miserable. It was quite a terrible experience. I never saw that guy again. I don't know if he got arrested or if we just broke, or the guy just broke ties with him. I don't know what happened after that, but all I remember was I took a hard one to the head, and the next thing I know, I'm dozing in and out in the ER room. But I don't know. He just grabbed that crowbar and he thought everything was zombies, you know.
The zombies are out to get us.
All he could see were Martians. Just It wasn't the worst thing that's ever happened to me at Anderson. The worst thing that happened to me at Anderson was getting jumped, and the guy, like, I got mugged at Anderson, and in that situation, the other guy had a knife, which was not fun. That was probably the scariest moment. Okay, where the hell did he get it? Is my question. I told you we were on a construction site, and there was a lot of equipment left over.
Never leave your tools out, Pete.
Yep.
Idiots will run around with them.
Yep.
Like clockwork.
But yeah, I didn't hold anything against the guys. They were super apologetic. It was fine. It was nothing compared to later when I would be jumped and mugged. But to quote Rogel Dorn, that is another story. Hey Raven, rant about Horkos being behind the Woolen Festival and For Honor. Yeah, okay, I'll be real honest. You can't make Horkos any worse, in my opinion, than they already have. Like, okay, so I was pissing on Horkos at first because I thought it was lazy, but after what Mal told me about some of the lore that I didn't know about Horkos, at this point I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with Horkos. You cannot defend Horkos anymore to me. You cannot make them any less annoying to me. Like, you just can't at this point. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Horkos, as far as I'm concerned, is just too annoying. So apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, Gao Lei, the Emperor of the Wulin, is dead. He died during the Zhanhu event. I didn't know this, but apparently he is dead. And so the main Wulin faction is now under the control of Horkos. And I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. Horkos now controls various areas in all the main factions, Meyer, Ashfeld, Valkenheim. They have control over an entire faction. Okay? They have the logistical capability, economical capability, and military capability to wage wars against foreign bodies and still survive each encounter. They can manage to F up Chimera, Arabia, and all of the Mesoamerican territory enough that they actually destroy the entire empire of the Aztecs and destroy the primary capital of Arabia, get attacked, but never suffer an L so large that it actually means anything. Because notice that when the Aphira show up and kick the crap out of Rabier, it doesn't affect Horkos. When the Aztecs show up and kick the crap out of Vela, it doesn't affect Horkos. They just always bounce back. They never suffer any meaningful losses. How the hell are they still waging war with Chimera? Should we even care about Chimera anymore? Is Chimera even a thing we should even consider? There's a reason why Chimera haven't been mentioned, because how can Chimera possibly hold up against Horkos at this point? Horkos is so goddamn unbeatable that how the hell could anyone beat them? All the factions together would have to unify just to be able to stand a chance, and even then it might not be enough. But like, there's nothing you can say to me. There's no explanation you can give about why Horkos is at all good, except for I just think they're cool. And if that's your case, sure. Glad you feel that way. You are welcome to feel that way. But they are horribly written, horribly set up. Screw Horkos.
Well, I say I concur.
I remember quite recently that Raymond thought Horkos was better than the Rainbow Six Siege villains. Oh yeah, I still think that. I still think Horkos is better than the Rainbow Six Siege villain. I still think that, but still, I don't like it. Maybe the status quo would make more sense if Horkos won the Battle of the Eclipse. It's not a matter of making sense. That's not the issue. It's not a matter of making sense. It's a matter of how can anything else happen besides Horkos cause it at this point? You know? Like how? Like it's kind of like if you made every Star Wars TV show or movie, no matter what time period it takes place in or what characters it involves, and always somehow ties back to Darth Vader and the Empire. It's kind of like how in the Star Wars sequel series, it was all Palpatine from the very beginning. It was all Palpatine. There was no Snoke. There was no Knights of Ren. There was none of that. It was just, Palpatine was behind it the whole time. And it's the same thing here. I can't get any new stuff. I can't get any new material from For Honor because it's just all Horkos now. It can't be that the Wulin actually got creative and found a clever way to trick the other factions and fight back. No. It can't be that the samurai are actually having an internal feud that leads outside of the mire and involves the rest of the world. No. It can't be that an outside faction decided to actually invade Heathmore and now Heathmore is having trouble holding them off. No. It's got to be Horkos. Horkos has got to do it. Horkos has got to be behind everything, and that is what I hate about Horkos. They have removed any nuance from the story. They changed this from a story of three cultures waging war against each other because of their differences and because of past issues of resources, and changed it into Horkos do bad things. I'm sick of it.
I'm afraid I must concur.
Does For Honor need a reboot? No, it needs better writers. Are you sure Ubisoft hasn't been getting writing tips from Games Workshop? Wouldn't surprise me.
Even Games Workshop typically does a better job, but yeah, they currently Horkos does wreak a great deal of, and then chaos wins again.
You mean what they're already doing with Star Wars? Everything Star Wars has done lately, from their TV shows to their movies, has all been shit. The only good one I think has been Andor, and I didn't even watch much of that. Ashoka is shit. You know what? It's funny. I used to like the Clone Wars, the cartoon, the Clone Wars, and there's still aspects about it I like. But now I look back and I'm like, was it even that good? Like, was it even that good now that I think back on it? And it's sad that I have to do that. It's sad that I have to look back and say, was it even good? Because I used to love it. Now I'm kind of like, I don't think I liked it that much.
I mean, I still like it, but I do agree they're oversaturating. It's just like, hey, you guys like Ashoka, right? I absolutely do.
Well, Dave Filoni did well with the Clone Wars, at least at first, and now he can't let go of that. It's like everything has to tie to the Clone Wars.
It's like, that's great. Can we see some other stuff? Like, I don't know. The Old Republic might be cooled down.
So the real problem is that the For Honor writers drove themselves into a corner. No, the problem is they don't want to do anything different. That's the thing. They haven't written themselves into a corner. There are various ways to pull themselves out of this corner. There are lots of ways to fix what they've done, but they don't want to do it because to do it would do actually two things. First, it would bring nuance back into the table, and they don't want nuance. They want what's easy. Which is easier to write? The big bad villain with a mustache twirling, throwing Little Miss Rosie on the railroad tracks and going while someone runs in to come save the day, and then you rinse and repeat this several times for several seasons? Or do you actually have cultures that are explored, dissected, and understood from good and bad angles? Yes, from bad angles too, and understand how those bad angles could lead to conflict and danger and issues between them that causes internal fights between the different factions. Which do you think is easier and more safe to write? Obviously the mustache twirling evildoer who goes because that's just easy to replicate. You can just repeat this ad nauseum and you get what you want. It doesn't require any effort. You just go, you know what, this season, let's involve the Wulin a bit more. Yeah, well, how will we do that? Let's have Horkos fund them doing a festival. Do we have to? I don't know, but if we actually made it that the Wulin did it themselves, that might make the Chinese look bad, and we don't want to do that. That might offend Chinese people. Let's just make it that the Horkos did bad thing. It's lazy. And that's the thing, they're lazy. That's what pisses me off about the For Honor lore writers. It is lazy. It is the least common denominator. It is just, let's go with what we think will work. Now, here's the thing. Most people will probably say, Raven, who the hell cares? And my response to that is probably no one. I'm probably the only person who gives a flying fart about the lore of For Honor. But I think that good lore can draw in lots of people. I think that good lore can draw in people who, in my opinion, there are some people who would come to this game for the setup alone. Not for the gameplay, but for the setup alone. Because you know, that's what brought me to For Honor. When I first started playing For Honor, I did not play the multiplayer. I played bots. I played the campaign over and over and over again. Why? Because I love the setup. I didn't get into the multiplayer scene until around year 3 or 4. That was when I got into the multiplayer scene. And I still prefer the concept of For Honor more than I do the multiplayer. So that's why there. Hey, Lark, can you read my faction names for a Fallout Mexico? Repost them.
Yeah, repost them because
it's buried way back there, and we don't have time to go looking for them.
Yeah.
Well, Raven, you seem to forget that those leftists will never do it because you know he's being a bad and evil to compare to non-Western cultures as evil. Sadly, yes. Ubisoft has dug themselves into a hole but refuses to use the shovel that dig themselves out of said hole. That sums it up. Can you start a series called Raven's Rants? Problem is, few would listen to them. I like these streams because they give me the chance to do these rants. But not everyone likes them. There are some people who say that I shouldn't do them. Personally, I agree with Raven. Ubisoft needs to get a better writing team. I understand that writing a story is difficult, but sometimes they need to take a chance and move away from Horkos.
Yep.
Here's the thing. You're right. Writing is difficult. Not just anyone can do it, but that is what you are hired to do. See, that's the thing. You are hired to come on and write a story, which means that they respect your writing capability, which means you should be able to write better than what we have been seeing. That's my thought. It's like, I'm not expecting grade A content, but at least, here's the thing. Lots of people say that Horkos and Draconite ruined the story. I don't think it did. Horkos and Draconite were fine in year 4. I liked them. They were cool. It was a neat concept. I thought it was neat. And then in year 5, I still didn't hate them. I thought, okay, yeah, we're seeing some continuity. Horkos and Chimera are still fighting. But then by year 6, I was kind of like, are we going to do anything different with Horkos and Chimera? Are we going to see Chimera do anything themselves? Because that was the thing that got me in year 6. It was like, okay, year 6, we've got all this cool lore, but why is Horkos still doing everything? What's Chimera doing? We don't know! Then year 7, okay, what's Chimera doing? We don't know! It's just Horkos! It's very annoying. I love the Lord so much, I just wish they... Oh, the lore! I thought you said the Lord. I love the Lord.
We love the Lord.
We love the Lord! Ubisoft be like, remember the Jorogumo? She was Horkos. God, imagine if they'd done that. Like, somehow it was Horkos that released the Jorogumo.
Careful, they'll do it. They're crazy.
I'm sorry, Raven, I didn't hear your response because I got an ad in the middle of your answer. I've got 8 ads in a live stream so far. Yeah, so here's the reason why. YouTube has changed it where we ads are automatically inserted at random intervals. We can't control it, and we have no way of knowing when the ads are coming. So I'm sorry if an ad interrupted anything. What you'll have to do is come back later and rewatch the stream at this point to hear everything, because they're just inserting ads wherever now. I'm sorry. Why the hell would I want to see a skincare ad when Lord Raven is on his soapbox YouTube?
Oh, YouTube. Never thinking things fully through.
But my response to what you said, Tyler, about me doing a series called Raven's Rants is very few people would want to watch them. I like doing rants, and I like these streams because they give me the opportunity to do rants, but I've been told many times that the rants are annoying, so that's why.
You know what? They're annoying.
No, you're stupid!
They're annoying. They should be ashamed. Alright, so we got...
Needed a drink. There we go. Oh, I done got a message. Let me see what this message is about.
Which it is, while I provide this boathouse some basic living essential. So
That's what we spend most of our time doing in these kind of RPG things. We just build settlements, don't we?
well, you know, dig diggy hole.
I am a dwarf and I dig diggy hole, diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole.
I need more kappa. And what the heck, I don't care about this place that much. We can use it. We can do a small generator. Though I'll replace it with a nuclear reactor eventually.
Anyway,
Oh, you're kidding me. I need more ceramic and more copper.
understood, but I would personally want some if that makes you feel better. Hey, that's the way I feel about my current Journey to the West series, okay? The fact that there are people who will willingly watch it, even though I know the majority of my fan base couldn't care less, means a lot. And don't worry, for people who have been watching that and have no idea what the hell I'm saying, I will do a video maybe every 5 or 10 chapters and break down, okay, let me break down in summary style what has happened. Because I know it's very heavy writing. As a linguist, as someone who loves languages and literature and writing and storytelling and poetry, I read this and I'm like, mwah, this is amazing. This is chef's kiss perfecto. But other people are like, what the hell am I looking at? Anyway,
What's going on?
the Dragon Lord Ramiel made a deal with was Horkos too, apparently. I don't care about
Surprise! It's all Horkos.
Who knows? Maybe Horkos is going to open the gate of hell, but they're going to call it the Subwarp. And Raven, I love your rant and the voice you gave to Sun Wukong in the reading of the Journey. The Sun Wukong voice I gave will probably change after Sun Wukong's backstory is given, because once we get past that, we get into Tripitaka meeting with Sun Wukong, and there I'm going to get a lot of different voices to have to work with, because I'm going to have to do a voice for Tripitaka, for Sun Wukong, for Sha Wu Jing, for Zhu Baizhe. Like, I've got a lot of voices I need to come up with, so it'll be complicated. So I may change Sun Wukong a little bit. We are Horkos, we're ruining the lore, ruining the lore, ruining the lore. Please, I would love that. I'm sorry, I know Journey to the West is heavy. Just watch OSP if you want to have a bit more layman's terms telling the story. OSP does, okay, Overly Sarcastic Productions version is fine. I don't dislike it. My problem with the OSP, there are two problems with the OSP version. One, she skips over a lot of stuff. She basically skips over and does like different stories that she finds more entertaining. Which is fine, I don't mind that, because if I'm being perfectly honest, Journey to the West is very much a monster of the week kind of story at a certain point. Like, there comes a point where it is, each chapter is just, they fight a new monster, they fight a new monster, they fight a new monster, they fight a new monster. It does get a little repetitive, so I can understand her wanting to do that. But for me, I think that there's so much more fun in exploring the progression of the characters, but that's just me. The second problem I have with it is, okay, this is going to sound awful. I don't want to sound awful, but Red, when she does the telling, she does not treat some of it with the reverence I think she should. She gives a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff to it, but there's a lot, like, you'll notice that when I read it, there was some poetic moments where it's describing a scene, and she doesn't do that. And I know why she doesn't do that. I don't blame her for not doing it, but because that, it takes some of the gravitas out of it. I feel more like she's giving us the breakdown of an anime series more than she is Journey to the West, which is fine. It's a way to do it, and I'm glad that it's getting people interested in the story, but I feel like you gotta hear the story itself. That's why I'm not just doing a summarized version. I'm reading a direct translation from Beijing, okay? So, actually it was a Beijing edition from 1955, believe it or not. I saw your reading of Chapter 1 of Journey to the West. I thought it was really good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have been waiting the reading of the Journey to the West for a long time, and it was amazing. Thank you. Ravenite Factions. UMC, United Mexican Citizens.
Okay.
The GS, Government of Sonolis. Legion of Graham, Joshua Graham's Legion.
Oh, sweet.
Postburn. And Guerreros de Macoacan. Guerreros Native Mexicans. Okay. I posted the factions. Keep in mind, I did make them off the top of my head. That's cool. OSP just give their viewer a Cliff Notes version of different stories. Yes, they do, which is fine. I don't have a problem with OSP doing that. But I think there is so much merit in hearing the full thing. It's kind of like, okay, think of it like this. If you were to go into a teacher's classroom, like a literature classroom, and you were learning a book like Huckleberry Finn or Pride and Prejudice or Shakespeare, The teacher's not going to just do the Cliff Notes version. You're going to read that book with the class. Why? Because the Cliff Notes version isn't going to give you the full experience. One thing I learned from my literature professor, the professor who actually changed my whole view on literature, one thing I learned from him is you can't just get a Cliff Notes version of a story and really appreciate it. You may understand what the story's about, but you will not appreciate the weight of that story. There's an experience that comes with reading, and that's why I love storytelling. Honestly, though, it does get to the point where it just turns into a shonen anime. Well, there's a reason. Raven, I thought each monster in Journey to the West had a meaning or symbolism. The main characters in Journey to the West represent an aspect of the human experience. Sun Wukong, for example, represents the mind. Tripitaka represents the soul. Zubaji represents the body, or more specifically the stomach, but that's beside the point. I can't remember what Shu Wajing represents. I'll need to look it up again. Wait till you get to the chapter where Horkos kills the warden's parents and starts the whole campaign.
Oh gosh. Horkos was secretly the one that killed Apollyon's
Horkos
parents.
was the snake that corrupted Adam and Eve.
Ugh. It was all Horkos.
Actually, when we get to a certain point in my story, For Honor and Glory, you'll realize that's a little bit more true than you think. Raven, everything in Disney Star Wars is shite except maybe Andor. Me looks up and sees intergalactic space whales on screen. You're not far off. I do remember seeing OSB's video on H.P. Lovecraft, and I gotta say he was extremely racist even for the time. Okay, well, let me be clear about H.P. Lovecraft and about their take on H.P. Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft was a super paranoid, terrified racist. I do not deny this. No one who knows about his world and about the way he did anything denies this. Here's what I take issue with. All OSP had to do was mention that once as prior context to why his stories are the way they are. Instead, she mentioned it 4 or 5 times and made jokes out of it. And some of those jokes were in bad taste. Like, they weren't just about how racist he is, but about how racist the time period was. And about how racist white people are. And I'm like, okay, you need to stop. We got it. And that was my big criticism. Yes, mention that he was a racist. Actually, he did change his viewpoint later on in life. He actually did become less racist later on in life. But at the time he wrote the most of these stories, he was a xenophobe, he was racist. Bring that up, mention it, explore that, say this is probably why he said this and this and this in his story. I'm not against that, but then move on. She could not move on. Plus, she also said that his stories had aged poorly.
Call of Cthulhu has not.
Excuse you, but yeah, that's the issue there.
What now?
Texas factions, Aztecs, Mexico, Conquistadors, Spain, Louisiana, France, Texas Rangers, Republic, BOS, Confederacy, and maybe NCR America. Okay. I have a question. Are you going to do a YouTube video on Death Note? Why? Not that I wouldn't, but what would I talk about? That's the thing. I wouldn't be against doing it, but what would I talk about? Like, I mean, I guess I could explore, like, the differences between light and L, but there are better YouTubers who have done a better job. Like, look up ER and his video on Death Note. He does a great job exploring this.
Oh, absolutely. His videos on Death Note are hilarious.
I will say that the Lovecraft monsters are well made.
Yeah.
They are.
Lovecraft made a whole dang genre of cosmic horror, so
Yeah.
I would hardly say that he is aged poorly.
That's the reason I dislike what she said. Her argument is that Lovecraft's work aged poorly. It did not. He's made an entire genre himself. To say that he aged poorly is just... I think the reason she said that was to kind of just say, because he was racist and because racism was a part of his inspiration, therefore his work isn't good anymore. Because it's dated. And like, that's not true, because most people can separate racism from what he created. Anyway. Even though it is basically godphobia, the genre.
You could argue.
Kinda, yeah. You could argue that his genre is what created Dead by Daylight.
Definitely. Alright, now let's get these boys some proper defenses.
Orcos is the embodiment of, it was me, Barry.
It was me the whole time.
Oh, Barry.
Son
Son of a bitch.
There. Now you're safe forever. No problems here. I fully expect since there's only 5 beds, 30 people will try and move here.
Ubisoft writer, and this is the part where Horkos made my marriage fall apart and tricked my wife into divorcing me. Yes, Horkos did that.
It might be a little too close to home.
Like the time Red covered Robin Hood and went on a 10-minute tantrum about how bad capitalism is. To be fair, it wasn't a 10-minute tantrum. It was just, I think, 1 minute. But still, it was 1 minute too long. The funny thing is, and I even talked about that. I did a video where I addressed that. My issue with that bit was not that she was wrong or right about capitalism. I mean, she was wrong, and I explained that. But my issue was she was talking about Robin Hood, and she opened up with a rant about capitalism. And my thought is, why are you doing this? Robin Hood has nothing to do with capitalism. It's feudalism. This is a feudalistic world. And Robin Hood couldn't even be considered a capitalist or a socialist or communist. He would be considered, if anything, a libertarian. If anything.
Friend looks like trouble.
But I doubt he would even consider himself that because that wasn't a concept back then.
That's you, right?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the new guy.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Lark, what are some projects you're doing this week, or do you or Raven have anything big in the works?
This weekend, I'm not working on any projects. I just won't be working on any because I'm out of town.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm working on the Vander Linde Gang Lamentations, and so I'm playing through Red Dead 2 again, where that's just a long game to cover through. But yeah, that's my big project. I'm also toying with the idea of doing a tier list of all the Oblivion items from, not the Oblivion, the Daedric artifacts from Skyrim, just because, I don't know, why not?
Honestly, I actually think that it was more critique on corrupt officials. No, it wasn't even that. Robin Hood was not a critique on anything. Robin Hood was a series of it was an anthology of stories about the life of a group of merry men led by Robin Hood, a guy who stole from the rich and gave to the poor. But the funny thing is, if you read the Adventures of Robin Hood, he doesn't even steal all the time from the Sheriff of Nottingham or from Prince John. Prince John and the Sheriff just act as antagonists regularly. There's one story where he and the Sheriff were getting along great and even had a party together. They're not always at odds with each other. The thing is, it was more, if it was a critique of anything, it was a critique of how poor of a leader Prince John was. Because Prince John was ruling England in King Richard's stead while King Richard was fighting the Third Crusade. And if you want to critique anything about, if you want to see a critique in anything from Robin Hood, it would be that Prince John was a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is not a popular monarch. Not a popular monarch at all.
Okay, I saw a video of a black dude making a response to Reddit saying that he doesn't need her to hold his hand from a racism and can separate good writing from bad ideas on his own. That's actually a very good point, Tyrone. Here's the thing. Again, I'm white, alright, let me, full disclosure.
Wait, you are?
I know, it's scary.
You lied to me.
I know, I'm the devil himself. More to the point. I personally believe, well, it's not a belief, it's something that I've noticed. When I see a YouTuber or a spokesman or a politician or whoever say something along the lines of, look, black people will be offended by this, or black people should be offended by this, my response to that is, why don't you let them decide that? See, this is why I hate things like Black History Month, or Hispanic Heritage Month, which we're currently in the middle of, or Gay Pride Month, or affirmative action, or anything like that. I hate these things, and I'll tell you why. Because it's infantilizing. You're basically saying, oh, aren't you just special for being born this way? You didn't do anything. You didn't earn anything. You're just born with this genetic makeup to look this way, or you have chosen to behave this way, or you have this sexuality. Whatever the case, yes, congratulations. You deserve a month of celebration. You deserve free rides into college. Why? And of course the usual reaction is, well, because they've been historically oppressed. Their ancestors were. They aren't now. And if you think that holding their hand is somehow going to make up for that, then you're basically telling them you think they're stupid or lesser in doing so. See, I think the best thing you can say to anyone of another race, I'm just using black people as an example. This doesn't mean that I think this way of all black people, but I'm just using black people as an example. The best thing you can do for black people is not hold their hand through life, but expect them to climb higher. One of my favorite black people in history, you stand with me on that, Frederick Douglass. My boy Frederick. The dude was enslaved, got out of slavery, and did he rant and rave about the evil oppression of white people? No, he built schools. He became literate. He wrote books. He said famously, I don't want the white man to get involved in the black man's plight. We don't need you to hold our hand. We either succeed or fail on our own merits. And I think that's the best thing you can do for black people, Hispanic people, Native American people, Asian people, gay people, whatever people. That's the best thing you can do for them. Say, hey, get up there. Tie your shoelaces and go out there, man. Learn, grow, get a job, make something of yourself. I'm not holding your hand and telling you, shouldn't you be oppressed? Isn't this oppressing you?
Help, I'm being repressed. Indeed.
Hey.
Aaron Raven is White Devil.
White Devil confirmed.
Yes, I am Satan himself. Hey, Raven and Lark, who were the people before the Muslims took over? You mean
where? Which
Wait,
location?
what are you talking about? Like, hey, who were the people before? Like, give me a location, Shark, and I'll answer that. Raven, I wonder how we can call the How the Witcher reward system with the law of surprise. How can we call that the way of making money? The Witcher reward system? What's the Witcher reward system?
The law of surprise. Remember how he got Ciri?
Oh, yeah!
How he got Ciri, and also how, gosh, the law of surprise. Because remember the guy who runs Nilfgaard, he was, spoilers, he was a porcupine monster because of a curse, but he helped out the queen of some kingdom,
Yeah.
and asked for his
I'm
daughter.
not as well versed in that. Robin Hood is that one guy that you know is doing less than legal activities, but he's just so approachable that you want to join to help the less fortunate. Yeah.
He's a lovable rogue. What can we say?
I thought they wanted to be equal. Who wanted to be equal? In the Middle East. Oh, so you're saying who were around before the Muslims took over the Middle East? The Middle East at that time was primarily different pagan tribes and clans that were scattered throughout the Middle Eastern areas. What happened was Muhammad unified them and turned it into the Islamic Empire.
Yep, the first caliphate.
Be honest, where did you guys hide the F-36? Where do you think we're streaming from, dude?
That's right.
This thing's got some
We are
great
currently
tech.
flying over NATO airspace right now. We do not expect to live very long.
Say bye to your mama. Pew! Anyway. Yeah, wait a sec. Didn't that F-35 land in South Carolina? Did you guys hide it?
Oh,
We're riding it, dude.
Gosh. That was a wild ride when because I hear from like social media like, hey, an F-35 went missing. Like, oh, that's tragic. Then I get another one like, it's in South Carolina. Like, I could make a lot of money.
Look out the window and just see it glaring in at us.
No.
Anyway, so Lark, how do you feel about cow tongue?
Cow tongue. What's the exact?
I have no idea. The M1 Garand, one of the sleekest looking and best hunting guns ever made.
Yes.
And yet the book itself wasn't actually written down until 300 years after his death. Oh, you mean the Quran?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to make some Muslims mad, but there's a lot of problems I have with the validity of the Quran. A lot.
Don't get me started on the Hadith.
Oh, we could go off on the Quran, the Hadith, all
But
of it.
if you want that all summed up very nicely, Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus is an excellent book.
Agreed. And even then, no one is allowed to look into it, right? Eating the cow tongue.
Oh, they're talking about like one of the weird things that Muhammad had them eat or something.
Oh,
like how he's like, oh, if a
right.
fly gets in your food, you need to like if it like falls in your drink, you need to dunk the other half in because that has the cure. Or like if you have an upset stomach, drink camel urine.
I don't trust anything that guy says. I'll just be real honest.
You gotta wonder if he wasn't just screwing with his buddies and they took him too seriously and he was too afraid and he was too scared to
I
let
just
him
thought
know.
of this. Can we consider the medieval armors the power armors of the day? Yes, we can.
Yes.
Islam is the religion of the desert marauder. Islam is the religion of the time traveler. Because it is the only religion I know of that makes its believers go back in time.
Let's do the time warp
To an era where women don't have rights equal to men, where people still wear robes and sheiks and cover their faces when they walk outside, to a time where all things must be solved through violent action, to a time where art must be repressed for fear of offense. It is a time of, it is a religion that calls its people to live barbarically, and yet they preach that one day they will conquer the world. If they do conquer the world, it will be because the West, Christianity, did nothing to stop it. Hey, Raven Lark, have you heard of the YouTuber called History with Hilbert? No?
I've heard of it.
Oh, you've heard of it? Okay. Thoughts on Muhammad splitting the moon? Yeah, Muhammad said he did a lot of things he didn't do. Which is real simple on that one. Muhammad says he did a lot of things which he didn't do.
Furious baseball bat. Oh, it's mad. Wait. Don't you use a baseball bat, Kate? Do I have a toy for you, sweetie?
So to be crystal clear, Islam is just backwards. In many ways, yes.
Yes.
Especially since they're gods, and I even met Muhammad in person. You spoke to him to me like an angel, and yet I would not be surprised if he will save himself.
Muhammad originally thought it was a demon.
Yeah, he thought that he was being possessed or visited by a demon. His wife told him it was Gabriel, and he just believed it. Christians and conquer them so he can rule over them and take away Dad's message, so that's all go to hell in the end.
Right.
What? Is Muhammad bad? In many ways, I would not invite him to a dinner party. He's not on my birthday.
Well, listen, you probably wouldn't come, because remember what happened the last time you got invited to a dinner party? That lamb was a little spicy.
Why is the baseball bat so angry?
I'm assuming it was made by the Angry Marines.
Hey, Raven and Lark, did the Crusaders try to steal the body of Prophet Muhammad? No. They never, as far as I know, they never tried to steal the body of Prophet Muhammad.
As far as we know, the body is buried, as far as our best guess, in Medina. At least that's where sources claim. So they never made it down there, so it'd be kind of hard for them to try and steal it.
Yeah, no, they didn't try to steal much from the Muslims. They tried to take back things that the Muslims stole. Like they tried to take back the True Cross, which Salah ad-Din whisked away somewhere, and now no one knows where it is. Jesus said to love one another. Muhammad said to conquer, kill, and enslave all others. Gee, I wonder which one I'd rather break bread with. True facts. True facts there. And I know that I will receive hate for that, because there's some people on Reddit who I've read who despise me because I have issues with Islam. Anyway, Raven, do you think you'll be able to get a collab with Havoc, John O'Liner, and Slanderous in the same evening? And who knows, maybe Marco Yolo too? Okay, so no, but it would be cool. Doing a collab with Havoc would be awesome. I'd love to do something again with Havoc. With John O'Liner doesn't know or care about who I am. Slanderous, I don't know. Slanderous, I mean, we're still friendly, but I don't know if he still watches me or cares about what I have to say. And Marco Yolo, I haven't seen him do anything new with For Honor in a while, so I don't know if he'd be willing.
Hi, I'm Meg.
Especially since they will probably have to destroy entire monsters to get him to him. They probably have to find every single Muslim country in the world just to get to them. Payday music intensifies.
Yep.
Mummy 4, the Muhammad's Revenge. Hang on, I thought Islam claimed that Muhammad ascended to heaven from the Temple Mount. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, on a winged donkey of all things. That's what they claim.
Oh, they actually claim that?
Some do. Not all Muslims buy that story, because it's like in one of the. I believe it's like in one of the hadith that they consider untrustworthy.
Let's say I am, of course.
Yeah, there are lots of hadiths they don't trust.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Salah ad-Din as a commander, person, and historical figure? As a military commander, top notch. Dude was an excellent military commander. Very good at that. As a historical figure, he was very important to the controlling of Egypt and to retaking Jerusalem from the Crusaders. As a person, real piece of shit. Real piece of shit as a person. He was a cold, calculating son of a bitch. Is Muhammad that guy? Probably.
He could, in fact, be described by some people as that guy.
Right. I found a video talking about if they did. I will send it to you in Discord, Raven. Okay.
I can do that.
We're supposed to make
Last time Marco did something with Ron was when Ocelot came out. Yeah, but he only releases new stuff whenever there's a major update or when there's a hero release. He doesn't release all that often, which, I mean, it's not a problem, it's just what it is.
Heads up.
Some people release far less frequently than others, and that's okay.
Too long since I picked a fight.
That is okay.
Rather be with you than being leered at by raiders while
Raven, Lark, which one of you most likely play a horror game for Halloween? I'm probably gonna focus a lot on Dead by Daylight in October.
Yeah, I mean, I could be talked into playing a horror game. Which one would you like to see?
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing something horror related.
I mean, I have Until Dawn that I've never finished.
I could try something like either. I guess I could try 5 Nights at Freddy, although I'd probably have a heart attack. What did Muhammad do? What didn't he do? The man basically lived however the hell he felt like, and claimed it was because Allah said it was cool.
Yeah, adultery, rape, pillage, plundering. I don't think he ever did usury though.
When was the last time For Honor lore was good? Oh, I actually really liked the Joro Gumo event. I thought that lore was fantastic. But if you want something else, I liked Ramiel's lore. That was pretty good. I love Year 3. All of Year 3 was top tier. So yeah, there's parts I like. Resident Evil 4. I'll fight for that one. Okay, well, we'll see about Resident Evil. I've gotten a lot of requests for Resident Evil. Raven, I sent the video on Discord, Raven, where it's about did the Crusaders try to steal the body of Prophet Muhammad.
This is the first time hearing it.
Okay, let me have a look. Hold on. Because
Five
I've
Nights
never
at
heard of
Freddy's,
it.
it's cheap and there's a new movie coming out.
Let me see this video.
You just got granted, son.
My Discord's acting up. Hold on.
Who wants some freedom?
Okay, here it is. Oh, it's from Al Muqaddimah. Yeah, let me tell you, I doubt that he's going to be honest about this, but let's see.
Alright. Rapid submachine. Oh, faster. Yeah, but it's still a submachine gun, so it's worthless. But I can probably sell it. Usage priest, it's a lot of firefighting going on. Alright, let's see what's in the top. Is it wrong to hold out hope that Lark and Raven do a co-op game together like Halo or something like that? We have done that in the past. Ideally, when they get crossplay for Baldur's Gate, we'll definitely do that. But yeah, we'll see. The problem with us both playing at the same time is that it makes it hard for us to monitor chat to an extent.
Okay, so basically, I can't watch this whole thing right now, but I'll go ahead and tell you right now, there was never any real major invasion into Medina or Mecca because they weren't strong military outposts, like they didn't have a lot of military advantage. And keep in mind, the Crusaders' primary goal in all the Crusades was to either take back Jerusalem or retake land that had been taken from the Christians. Mecca and Medina didn't fall into that purview. If they ever did want to try to steal a prophet's body, I don't even know what they'd want to do with the remains. Like, what would they do with them? Just desecrate them?
Just say na.
Like, there was no... Keep in mind, they're far away from their home, they're limited on supplies, and if they don't have any real reason to go for it, why would they? Based on research I've done, they never made any major attack on Mecca or Medina. If they ever did try to make a move for it, it was not a major movement, it was not a very large campaign attempt. I doubt that was a thing. I highly doubt it. And besides, you also have to expect the Crusaders to have a heavy understanding of the Islamic holy sites. I doubt the Crusaders actually knew the importance of Mecca or Medina to the Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that they, assuming that they even went, they might not have even know if Mecca was that
Yeah,
important.
and as far as I know, they never made it that far down into Arabia.
Thoughts on Richard the Lionheart, and also thoughts on his death? Do you think he actually died laughing and congratulating the kid who shot him? I think that's a little bit. I think that's a little bit made up, like a little bit embellished, but I do think it's an interesting story, and I think Richard the Lionheart was an absolute giga chad.
Look at this cat's praying.
Oh.
Oh, is that a rosary? Oh no, I thought it's just her outfit. I thought she had like a rosary on. That would have been wild. All right.
The Crusaders were after the Holy Land. Mecca was more or less worthless to them. Exactly, that's my point. They were after the Holy Land. They were trying to They were after the Holy Land. They were trying to retake territory lost to Christendom. There was no real benefit to taking Mecca. So you have seen his videos before. Is he good or no? I haven't seen a lot of his videos because I don't really like. Here's the thing. I detect in the only video I've seen fully of him, I detected a bias. I detected it. I could be wrong, but I detected one.
I appreciate
But based on a brief look, did the Crusaders ever try to reach Mecca?
No.
Most sources say no.
No, 'cause
there were
keep in
some
mind-
raids on the Red Sea, but no one tried.
They attacked Egypt and they attacked the Levant, but making it down that far into Arabia is just no. They couldn't make it. Only in my Crusader Kings 2 run-throughs have I been able to make it down there.
Yeah, enough of this happiness.
Well, of course. Well, take care.
I know some of you might get mad at me for insulting H222, but he's not going to remember it. So where is it? There you are. Hi, Cyborg.
You're wrong. You think you're right. That makes you dangerous. What the Crusaders and Saracens thought of each other.
About you.
Close, but not quite. Let me tell you what the Crusaders and the Saracens actually thought of each other. The Saracens thought that the Christians were barbaric, savage, foolish idiots who were infidels and enemies of the Prophet Muhammad, and they would gladly take over the entire Western world and either force them all to convert or kill them all.
I've never been better.
Here's what the Crusaders thought of the Saracens. Godless monsters who have stolen land from the Christians and need to either need to play nice or be destroyed. Both wanted to destroy or subdue the other. But one thought the other was so heinous they were beneath dogs. Christians saw them as just an enemy. Although later on, during the Ottoman Empire days, they would see them as devils.
Yeah. And Aaron, go easy on my boy Richard. The reason he didn't attack Jerusalem is he knew he could do it, but he knew he couldn't hold it indefinitely.
Right, that was a big issue. He was losing. Here's the thing, the reason Richard didn't take Jerusalem is not only that, he knew that he couldn't hold it, but also he kept getting information that that Prince John and the King of France were both moving in on his territory that he had back in Europe, and he was like, I can't stay here and focus on this and risk losing my holdings back in Europe. So he said, hey, Salahadin, let's make a deal. You let Christians come and visit the holy places, and I'll go home. But if you cause any more shit, I'll be back within a year, and you're not gonna like the end result. And Salahadin, who was terrified of Richard, said, yes, go, please, leave, get out, go away. And so
No. Gosh, pardon me, which is Richard just said, screw it, my new kingdom's here. Can you imagine? Oh, good.
Well, Richard had too much going on back home for that.
Yeah, he loved Aquitaine too much.
Yeah.
And then John gave it away.
Good.
Yay! Deutschbag.
Hey, Raven and Lark, were the Crusaders made up of knights, common men, or outlaws, or all three? Also, I'm sorry if I asked a stupid question. It's not stupid. The Crusaders were knights, common men, and clergy and sinners seeking redemption. Because in the First Crusade especially, it was believed that if you went on this pilgrimage, you could be redeemed. Because that's what the Crusade was. It was a pilgrimage. The problem is they knew it would be a dangerous pilgrimage, so they brought warriors ready to fight.
Because you're going to the Holy Land, you better be strapped, son.
Anyway, just warning, Lark, it is 10:34.
Yep, after this mission, we're going to call it a night.
All right, just a warning.
Just a warning.
A warning. And tomorrow we will try to do Persona 5.
You poor son of a gun.
I didn't expect us to get into talking about the Crusades in the stream.
No, neither did I, but you know, I always enjoy a good Crusader chat. So anyway, enough of that. We've blown up enough Raiders for now. By the way, we're getting paid for this, right? High Rise. You wouldn't.
You know what I like? I like a knight hero in For Honor who, which is female gender locked and uses a hatchet. They can be the warrior with a hatchet. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. And then someone said, "You want another knight hero, Raven? You son of a bitch!" And I'm like,
yes.
Knights are based. Yes, I want more knights.
It's like based on what? On the word of God.
Raven, are you okay? Wait, do I sound like I'm not okay? I think I'm okay. I mean, I've got a bit of a headache, but that's sinuses. Also, can you do another Crusade series? I'll think about it.
Crusader Kings 2. Raven, we
Okay, I'm finally home from the desert, Breeds. I'll just say the Muslims are back. Get the broom, we gotta sweep them out again.
Richard kind of like, dang, you gotta turn around. All right, turn the Crusade around, guys. They double back.
But yeah, I think I'm okay. I mean, other than a headache, I'm okay. How much do you think history changes if Richard had just said screwed and continued to way to Jerusalem successfully?
Honestly, probably not too much.
It probably wouldn't have changed too much because, again, the problem Richard had was even if he successfully took Jerusalem, he didn't have the manpower or resources to hold Jerusalem. That was the problem. He still probably would have lost it, and he might have died in the hey, Raven and Lark, is a spear the best weapon for a peasant? Probably.
Yep, definitely. Takes most damage, least amount of training required.
I'm honestly surprised the Crusades didn't happen sooner, given how much territory the Muslims had gobbled up by the time they began. The reason it didn't happen sooner are three things. Number one, the Europeans didn't know about a lot of the stuff going on in the Middle East at the time. They probably heard rumors, but they didn't know all that there was to know about that. Two, honestly, they didn't think it was their problem. At this point in time, they were still dealing with the Vikings. They were dealing with the Reconquista, at least Spain was. And they were dealing with holding on to pagan territories. They had a lot of other things to worry about. And three, the real people they thought would deal with it would be the Byzantine Empire. They thought it would be the Byzantium who dealt with the issue. Because they're like, hey, that's your territory, right? That's where you're at. That's your land. Why don't you worry about taking it? But then once the Byzantine Emperor said, hey, Pope, buddy, friend, brother from another mother, we can't do this. And we're about to lose everything. Could you bail us out? I'll owe you one. And Pope Urban said, you will you? And so, that's how that worked. Hey, Raven and Lark, you got an Oculus? Asking for Lavage because he's wondering if you guys are up for playing Alien. We do not have an Oculus.
No, so no.
Skulls for the Skull Throne. Skulls for the... Hold on. Skulls for the Skull Throne! Blood for the Blood God for corn! Anyway, I wonder if Raven watches Real Crusades history. I have not. So Crusaders were made up of every type of class or background or men. Here's the thing. The Pope basically said, if you go on this crusade and you get to the Holy Land and you die in this crusade, your sins will be absolved. Because this is a trip of God. And so lots of people from all over, men, women, children, clergymen, beggars, former criminals, were all signing up to go on this thing. There were even women in some of the battles. How much they fought is debatable, but there is reference that they brought water and medical supplies to the knights who were injured. So they definitely were involved.
Camp followers, if you will.
Yeah. Never tell an Italian you owe them or go all in with a Sicilian with death on the line. Never mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line! Inconceivable! Indulgences are cringe, read some Luther.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
I mean, we're Protestants, so...
I'm a Protestant,
right.
so... It's inconceivable!
You were trying to steal what I have.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Soon. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh yeah.
When did I hit? When did you come from?
Everyone who heard the Pope, you son of a bitch, I mean, no, everyone who heard the Pope actually shouted Deus Vult. That was the shout. That was the shout that responded to the Pope's call to action. When he called for a crusade, there was a loud shouting of Deus Vult! Deus Vult! Across the entire church. It was a big deal.
Not to brag, but kind of a big deal.
that awkward moment when you travel back and kind of listen to the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus looks you in the eye and says in perfect English, go home.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
King Richard, okay, I gotta go deal with something back home. Don't start no crap, Saladin. Okay, please go home. I beg you. My butt has been handed to me on enough times. That's the thing, it was! Saladin was so scared of Richard. It's so... it's actually funny. Saladin thought so little of Richard at first, but then as he kept getting win after win after win, Saladin's kind of like, I'm gonna stay away from him. I'm not going anywhere near the battlefield. You guys can go fight.
You boys have fun. I'm going to stay back here. Because you have such confidence in us, right? Right?
Complaining when there's nothing
The best part of the game of Wits and the Princess Bride is Wallace Shaw's laugh and then he dies. Yeah, just straight up dies right there.
Yeah, well, we're going to call it there for tonight.
All right. Any last minute questions or comments or concerns before we log off, guys? We got just a few seconds. Go ahead and start wrapping it up, Lark.
Yep, already done.
Impression of Trump leading a new crusade and as General Henry Cavill has successfully taken Jerusalem.
Why Henry? Please tell me Henry Cavill's in Custodes armor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know we have finally taken Jerusalem. It was a long, hard work. I'm telling you, people, this hasn't been successfully done in many, many years. I don't want to say how many, but it's been a long time. And now that we've taken Jerusalem, I want you all to know it's not going to the Muslims. It's not going to the Jews. It ain't going to the filthy ragheads. It's going to us. It's going to the Christians, right? Because praise God, am I right, people? And praise me too. I helped do it.
Why did the Christians respect the Christian world respect Saladin? Because Saladin actually did treat with them better than most others did. So the thing is, that's what makes put Saladin apart. He could be ruthless, but he was a diplomat.
The thing about Saladin is there are two reasons he gets respect. One, like you said, he's a diplomat. Two, because the modern context, in modern day, people like to paint him as the really good sultan.
Even back then, there were people that went, he's okay. Out of all the ones he fought, he was the one that was willing to actually go forward the most. He still did a lot of crazy stuff, and some of that crazy stuff didn't reach back. But the fact that he was willing to reach and actually meet and work with Richard, that was kind of a first for the era.
Well, to be fair, he didn't have a lot of choice.
He didn't have a lot of choice, but keep in mind, the Christians didn't know that at the time.
True.
So they're like, oh, he's willing to treat with us, without them realizing Saladin's going, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap.
Well, to give an example, I'll give an example of what I mean. There was a famous moment that a lot of people like to call Richard a monster for Richard the Lionheart. Basically, Saladin had captured a lot of Crusaders, and Richard had captured a lot of Saracens. So Richard said, how about we propose a trade? I give you the Saracens I've captured, you give me the Crusaders I've captured. And Saladin, who's safe inside his city wall, says, give me some time to think about it. Richard says, I give you 2 weeks. So Saladin goes, great, I've got 2 weeks, because he knows, here's the thing, he's in a city. He can feed his prisoners and not lose too much. Richard is in a camp. His supplies are limited. But there are supplies that he has to give to his prisoners. So the longer he holds his Saracen prisoners, Richard is wasting resources. So he's going to starve out Richard as long as he can. 2 weeks pass. All right, Saladin, where are you? We agreed. Saladin doesn't show up. Saladin, you need to show up and talk to me, because if you need an extension, you need to tell me. Saladin doesn't show up. So he says, all right, execute him. So he had all the Saracens that he had captured executed. Saladin's like, well, then we'll execute your Crusaders. And Richard goes, that's what you got to do. They're going to God. And now many people today have said, Richard was a monster for doing this. He didn't want to play ball. No. The reason why it happened was because Saladin cleverly said, I can just starve them out. The problem was Richard knew that was the case, and he's like, I'm not playing that. I'm not doing that. Now you might say Richard was a monster. Well, Saladin didn't play by the rules. Now some people, extra credits, has tried to say, oh, well, it's just because Saladin did want to make the trade, but some of the people in the city, some of his advisors were against it and held him back. And I'm like, and my response to that is, he's the effing Sultan. They can't stop him. They may be his advisors, they can't stop him. If he really wanted to release the prisoners, he was going to release the prisoners. So people who say, oh, he was just held back by stuff like that, no, he wasn't.
Yeah. But I hope that answers that question, and I hope you guys had a fun night tonight as we made another trip into the wasteland. Next time I hope to get a little bit more done on the main quest line, but
yep. And as a reminder, tomorrow we will be doing Persona 5 in the evening, which will be fun. But I do have some bad news. It will be the last stream with Lark over the weekend, because after tomorrow night, Lark is going out of town. So you will not have him for Honor Friday this week or for the Mass Effect stream. Sad, really. But it's what's going to have to happen. All right. So, anything else you got, Lark? Are you done?
I think that's done. So,
All right. As always, guys, we will see you in our next video.